What's going on, everybody? It seems like we're live. We are live right now. This is iBoxing Hub. I don't know what just happened, but it's the iBoxing Hub, and we are here, and we just started right now. Before everything feels good. We the topic of discussion. Whisper in the ear, had a blush. Saying what it is, what it was. Baby, we the topic of discussion. Do you want to roll with a boss? You don't gotta worry about the cost. I'm high up, baby, I'm a star. I'm highly up, baby, I'm in charge. Trill. Yeah. You already know what's going on, everybody. It's the Commissioner, Trill Dollar Bill, man, and this is the Commissioner's recap, which is so crazy. Is usually we start off the show and the intro just kicks off right off the rip, but this time it didn't, so I had to do it myself. But luckily, I'm new to the boards, but I'm ill with the board. So check this out. And actually, before we get into the show, let's have a word from my sponsor. Once again, everybody, you're tuning into the Commissioner's Recap, hosted by me, Rae Trilogy, and I am the Commissioner. You already know how I'm rocking. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I know I didn't get a chance to promote the show like how I wanted to a little bit earlier. It's kind of like last minute. I got a chance to promote the show. So, everybody, if you're watching in late, you know what's up. Much respect, much love for you for tuning in, man, because a lot of people catch the show late, and I want to just say thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Once again, thank you, man. It was a lot. It was exciting. This week we had an exciting week of boxing. We had our watch along, block party watch along for Moses Atama and Dillian White. There was other fights on the card as well. It was a really dope event. I had my co-host, who got his show coming soon. He got a show coming soon. It's called Till of the Tape with Alexander the Great. He was locked in with me during the watch along. We had a lot of special people come through during the watch along as well. I did it with our brother from up north, our brother Eric. Shout out to him. We did it with him, and it was a tremendous show. It was a dope show. So shout out to our family for up north. We appreciate you. Got nothing but love for you. That's our bros up there. So shout out to them. I don't know if y'all can see it. But yeah. I'm working the boards here. But yeah, like I was saying, I had my brother Alexander the Great, and he's in the building right now as well. Shout out to Alexander the Great, who was live with me during the watch along versus Moses Atama and Dillian White. It was a great event. Alexander the Great, talk to me, man. Talk to me. How did you feel?
The card itself was awesome.
Yeah. Just the event, the watch along itself. How did you feel about the watch along?
I enjoy it. I always enjoy kicking it with you guys. When there's good boxing on and good people to watch it with, it's always a great time.
That was dope. Yeah. It was a dope event, man. You was definitely locked in. I'm going to talk more about you, man, and your show, Till of the Tape with Alexander the Great, will be coming soon, man. Talk a little bit more about your show and what you're going to be doing on your show.
Well, as it's been discussed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the attributes of each fighters and what paths they have to victory. Even if there's a huge underdog and a big favorite, we're still going to discuss how each man can win.
Yeah, definitely. Let them know. Let's break down this fight card because we had. Matter of fact, not only that, we was talking before the show started. We was talking about the special guest that we had coming while we was on the air. Shout out to Eric once again, Eric, aka E Money Bags, as I like to call him, from up north. Boxing Hub. My UK brother, he was locked in with us during the event. It was a USA UK mashup. Along with yourself, but we had a special guest live from Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Live from the event. was our brother Rico. So shout out to Rico. He was there. He was locked in, and it was really, really dope. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Rico, man, for coming in and giving us, the atmosphere, letting us know what was it. See, a lot of podcasts, they do things where, they talk about the fights and they might do different watch alongs. I'm a little different. Have you seen it? I've been having people come in that's at the events, tapping
Mm-hmm.
in live from the events. That's something I've been doing. So you see people start doing it, you know where they got it from. Shout out to yours truly, Trey. He's locked in. He's live in the building. Yes, my brothers. What's up with you? Yes, let's go. It's time to lock in. Um, yeah, it was a lot of other good fights on that card. Yeah, we're gonna start it off with the fight that everybody was talking about. Wow. Ray Ford versus Abraham Nova. I'm gonna get your thoughts on this real quick, Alexander the Great. But to me, it was a tough fight. I think Ray underestimated Nova and made it a harder fight than it should have been. But I'm a fan of Ray, and I think he will have a better performance the next time we see him. I heard Tim Bradley has some things to say about him. Some was over the top, but one thing I can agree with is you got to be on point all the time, because all it takes is one bad loss or one bad performance, and it can derail the whole train and stop all your plans. But I think it was a close fight, and I want to see what he does next. What are you thinking, Alexander the Great?
I enjoyed the fight. It was push and pull. No man gave up, so that's always good. You never want to see someone quit on themselves in the ring. With Ford, it I if it wasn't his first fight at the weight class, it definitely was only his second, because he looked like a small featherweight going against the super featherweight. So Nova's been there, done that. His only real bad loss was a split decision to Shockey Foster, and Ford controlled it in the early going with his speed, but once you start slowing it down against these bigger men, it's just not a good. It's not a good time. So props to both men. The right man won, and I'm looking forward to see how Ford adjusts to the new weight class.
What's going on? The real Mojo in the building. What's going on with you, bro? We had you in the comment section during the watch along for this
What's going
on this extravaganza. We had you in the comment section showing mad love. So salute to you, man, and shout out to you for coming through and showing love during the watch along. We definitely appreciate it. How's everything going, my brother?
I'm chilling, fellas. What's good? What's good?
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
for
you.
having me, Alex.
What's going on, Mo? Glad to see you on the truck, baby.
Oh
you
yeah. Truck don't
truck.
stop. The wheel don't stop turning.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
lived that lifestyle for a good 2 years, so I know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Truck talk coming soon. Truck talk coming soon. Um,
Don't miss.
we're sitting here talking about the recap, having a recap of this week's extravaganza, and we were just talking about the Raymond Ford fight against Nova. Did you happen to catch that?
No, I got to the TV right as the ring walk was coming for the main event.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah, cause I was doing some NFL coverage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you was doing your thing. But yeah, it was.
who's your team, Mo?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's my brother right there.
It was
Steelers on.
still, it's still, it's
Yeah,
still,
we're just stuck with the Patriot fan over here.
Hey, he don't know no. He don't know no better.
yeah. I'm just used to the winners, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, we got six too.
You know what I'm saying? Real Mojo in the building. That's for Trey showing much love. Trey showing much love in the comment section to you, bro.
What's up,
Um,
Trey?
but yeah, I'm gonna switch it to the next fight that was actually on the card as well,
Mm-hmm.
and we had Flip It Ergovich versus David Adelaide,
Yep.
and boy, let me just let's talk about this fight for a second. This fight was exciting, especially in the second round when Ergovich got cut. I thought the cut would end the fight. Both guys were landing bombs on one another. Hrgovic dropped Adelaide, but he got up to hurt Hrgovic. But at the end of the day, Hrgovic won a unanimous decision, which I'm in agreement with, and possibly set him up with a fight against the winner in the main event. But I just want to ask you, Alex, how did you feel about this exciting war that I was just talking about?
I thought it was really good for Hrgovic because he's been known to switch off during fights where he's doing so well, and he did it again in this fight. So it's something he'll still have to work on, but he looks much better than he did a couple years ago in his performances against Dempsey McKean and his loss to Danny Dubois, where he performed well early, but he just lost heart and got stopped on cuts. This time he got the bad cut early. He didn't quit and he kept putting it on Adelaide, who showed he had heart and power, but just not the requisite skill set to go with it to beat a top level heavyweight. So it's back down to British level for Adelaide, rebuild, and let's go again. He's still young. He can still make a comeback.
Yeah. The real mojo. How did you feel about the fight with Hrgovic and Adelaide? This was an exciting war between two big men. They were throwing bombs.
Remember, I was saying I only saw the main event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you're
I don't
gonna
know
go
if my
back
headset
and
was.
watch any of the undercard, watch that fight first.
Yeah, you
Watch
gotta
that one.
Yeah, you definitely gotta tap in and watch those fights. That was an exciting fight. There was times and moments I was getting frustrated with Hrgovic. I was like, my guy, turn your punches over, because it looked like some of his punches were slapping, and I felt like he could have got him out of there a little bit sooner. Then you had Underlay. Yeah, Underlay. Yeah, I know, right? You had him. He was just fighting off a heart. It was no skill. I feel like I wanted him to get with a trainer who could take all that heart and all that passion that he got and put it behind some skill. I like you say, he's still young. He still got some time. So I would love to see him with a more experienced trainer. I think
Who would you recommend?
I was just about to ask you. I was sitting here thinking. I'm like, who would I want to get? You want to get somebody that can. Somebody. I can't know Virgil.
No.
Can't get Virgil. Virgil be too soft, just rubbing on him. You need to. you gotta get somebody.
No Robert Garcia.
No, definitely not a Robert Garcia. Derek James, maybe.
I was about to go there.
Maybe a Derek James, maybe.
He would get him to focus on the boxing, so that's not a bad choice. I was thinking Buddy McGurk, but I don't want to put that curse on that young man, because if you, in the words of the boxing brother Caden, if you're watching Buddy McGurk corner a fight, you pick the other fighter.
Oh, Ronnie Shields. A Derrick James and Ronnie Shields. I just don't feel like any of the other guys got time for him. Like Ben don't got no time for him. Andy don't got no time for him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Derrick James, maybe.
He definitely needs a new big fighter though to get in his stable. Everybody else is gone.
Who you thinking, Alex? And this is
All
Alex
the options.
Till of the tape coming soon with Alex the Great.
Of the options listed, I would say Derrick James is probably the safest bet. He'll be able to dedicate his time to young Adelaide, and he'll be able to focus on his boxing and his defense and not just swanging and banging. But it's hard because he's got to have to go to America for that training. I don't know if he's willing to do it. So we'll see. We'll see how important it is to him. Is he willing to put in the sacrifice of the monetary value to get the training so he can get the big fights, get the big wins, and get the big bucks? God damn, I'm good.
Next fight on the card was a
showcase.
It definitely was a showcase. Hayatu Tatsumi. he beats Asfrak by TKO. This was a showcase for Tatsumi. Asfrak looked like he didn't even want to be there. He got dropped 3 times, One of the times I thought he just threw himself on the ground, but I look forward to seeing more from the young man Tasumi. I know you didn't get to see that card, but have you ever heard anything about this young man Tasumi? Yatu Tasumi. I don't want to mess up his name. I'm sorry if I'm.
I have not. That was the first, and I saw when you sent me the card. I was looking, and I was like, man, he looked familiar, but I'm looking, and I couldn't recall any. I haven't saw him fight.
His brother's a world contender, so you might be familiar with the last
Maybe
name.
maybe thinking about it. Okay,
he's a featherweight contender.
Okay. He looked like he was in one of those boy bands, one of those
right.
directions.
Because you remember, I chimed in right after that bad decision of the co-main event. Remember, that's when I jumped in the chat.
Yeah.
Right after that, because I saw it in y'all faces. I was like, wait a minute, whoa. Then I got to the TV. I'm like, must have been a bad decision.
So, you, Alex, what do you think about Tasumi?
He did exactly what he was supposed to do in a showcase. We've seen showcases go wrong before, people slipping on banana peels, but this young man, he showed really good technique, willing to go forward and just enforce his will on ASFAC. So I was impressed. We need to see him against some tougher competition before I'm a believer, but he showed good skills, good punching power, good speed. He's got a bright future.
Yeah, he definitely does. Definitely got a bright future if he can, keep on those wins like he did against ASFAC. ASFAC didn't even want to be there. That was crazy. He didn't seem like he wanted to be there. That was horrible. I think that's all we kept saying the whole time. Once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in to the recap with the commissioner. I am the commissioner, Rae Trilogy. I got some dope people in the building with me. I got Alexander the Great, who got his show coming up soon, and I got the Real Mojo, who got a show coming up soon too. It's Alex the Great, Taylor the Tape with Alex the Great, and Truck Talk with the Real Mojo. This is the new
Hell
team.
Yeah.
The IBH USA. They call me the commissioner, so I guess this is the commission. You dig? And this is what we're doing. We're bringing something dope over here to iBoxing Hub from a USA point of view. Moving right along, Mo, you alluded to our faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, you alluded to our faces. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and before we get into this, right, let's have a shout out to D-Rock Clothing. I had to give him some love right there before we went into the next segment because D-Rock Clothing, they hold us down and all that. Make sure y'all hit up D-Rock Clothing. Make sure you get some gear. You're going to see us soon with some new gear. They got a new line that's coming out, and, we're going to be the model. So you're going to catch us really soon. Once again, everybody, thank you for tapping in to the Commissioner's Recap with me, the Commissioner, Rae Trilogy. I appreciate you, and definitely don't forget to go download my new single, Topic of Discussion, out now on all streaming services. Shameless plug right there. But moving right along. Also, you gotta mention, bro, can you please tell them about 94th Entertainment?
95 North.
95 North, please.
Yes, sir. That's the clothing line. That's the brand. That's my personal brand, 95 North Enterprises, LLC. Hats, hoodies, trucker hats, zip-up hoodies, phone cases. We got it all, man. That's my company name also, my trucks and everything. So I had the idea. I was only gonna keep it as a trucking company, but I had a t-shirt on one day when I was out working. Somebody was like, "Oh, that's a dope shirt. Where can I was like, no, it's not a brand, it's just my company." And they was like, "Oh man, you should sell those." So Lo and behold, I talked to bro. He helped me get the logo down, and it been off from there, man. It been up from there.
The rest is history. That's what you're trying to say.
Rest is history.
I'm gonna have to peep that game real quick.
Yeah. You're gonna have to send us out too. So some of our UK brothers and sisters, man. So because they definitely want to support and rock the gear as well. Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman. What a fight! Both guys did and took in that fight. I know both guys, when they watch this fight, they can see what they need to work on. But I need to see the fight again. I repeat, I need to see the fight again next. Nick Ball was doing one of those one punch at a time and coming in without using his jab, but was effective when he threw combos, but didn't throw enough to the body for me to slow down Goodman, which I'm sure he'll work on in the rematch. Shout out to the Aussie. He fought his heart out and at times was too brave for his own good. If he stayed on the outside and boxed more, he would have had one more rounds convincingly. Who am I kidding? They scored the fight so wrong, it took the air out of the room. To me, the right man won, but not by how much they were saying. And he only got the rounds on my card. That was the swing rounds because he's the champ. 115, 113. If you don't have it, a draw. I would have had it a draw, but I know the champ usually gets the nod in the swing rounds. Anyway, to me, the right man won, but the scorecards were wide, too wide for me. What I want to see next from Nick Ball is a rematch versus Sam Goodman. Everyone was talking about Inoue versus Nick Ball. Shoot, I don't know. If Ball has reached his ceiling, we'll have to see. He even got Shushu Keratin calling him food now. So I will want to see what he does next. With that being said, I got somebody that's tuning in, and he's going to tell us what he thinks about this. But Alexander the Great, before I bring this guest on, how did you feel about the fight?
Watching it live, I thought Goodman did much better than expected because I predicted that Ball would take him out in the 6th round flat KO because I thought Goodman would try to stand with Ball a little bit too much in the exchanges, which he did. But unfortunately, Nick wasn't able to make him pay. But as I was watching the fight, as I was scoring it, I had Goodman up heading into the last 2 rounds by a single round, and Ball was able to snag the last 2, so he got the decision when I watched it back and rescored it. So it went to the right man. Definitely shouldn't have been as wide as it was. All of our eyes were bugging out. There was no eyes low, they know. Our eyes were wide with surprise. So it was just one of them things. The business of boxing wants to make Nick Ball versus Inoue down the line, and if he tripped over this banana peel of an Aussie, it wasn't gonna pan out that way. So, for the betterment of business of boxing, it went to Nick Ball. I think Shushu would eat him alive. So, looking forward to getting another American world champion on the way.
Yeah. You seen our faces, bro? Did you have? And did you agree with our faces?
Well, by way of, I didn't see that fight, but like I said, when I tuned in, I was listening to y'all, and I'm looking, and y'all are just looking stunned, and I was like, because remember, I put the judges did it again, and I think it was you two, I think Karma was on the screen, and there was somebody else on the screen.
Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I was and everybody looked the same. I said, what the hell, a scary movie?
Shout out to Karma for locking in with us as well. That's the homie. I appreciate her as well. She got to come with anytime I ask her to come through, she come through. She's wonderful, man. She's always supporting everybody that's on here. I already went to you, Alex. I told everybody how I felt about this fight, and Mojo, you couldn't catch it, but I know somebody that did catch it, and know how I know they caught it because they was there. Shout out to Rae Boxing, who was there live in the building who is still there. I can't wait to see you, my brother. You will be returning home. Once again, it's an honor and it's a pleasure to have you on right now, my brother. You came through for me. Like you always do, you come through for me like real brothers do. You came through for the watch along. I appreciate you, even though you was busy. You was doing your job. Me and Alexander, we was sitting here talking before we even got on. We was giving you your flowers. We was talking about how you was interviewing everybody. This was like a dream come true for you, and it happened. And I'm so happy. It felt like I was there. It felt like I was there over there celebrating with you, man. So this was big. This was huge. I'm happy for you. What did you think about the Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman performance?
First of all, I'd like to say big up to iBoxing Hub. Big up to you, Trill. I can't say no to you, mate. You know you have the power. All right, you know you have the power. Alex, my brother, my family. I hope you're very well, my guy. You're looking great. Big up to you, the real Mojo. Shout out to you, my guy. I hope you're getting wherever you're going very safely. And thank you for such a beautiful introduction.
Appreciate it.
Before I give my thoughts, is it okay if I can just have literally 3 minutes just to say something?
The floor is yours.
Go ahead. The floor is yours. Go ahead, Rico. Do your thing.
Thank you so much. This is very, very important to me. One of my major goals going into boxing, in this 6-year-long journey is I wanted to make a difference, and I know obviously this what I've been able to do in Saudi Arabia has been absolutely incredible. And, God has truly, truly blessed me. And but this is something that I believe that will save lives and will, guide future generations. And using the sport that we love so much, I fell in love with boxing the first time I, really paid attention and saw my real fight. Anthony Joshua got me into boxing all those years ago. But one of my major goals is to introduce boxing back into schools in the UK as part of a PE and part of the curriculum. Back in 1999, there was a law that was passed by the Labour government which rendered boxing useless within schools. And I believe, boxing is something that provides opportunity, it provides discipline, and it provides people with a way to end conflicts without having to use weapons or, take another life and then lose another life by going to prison or doing all stupid types of stuff. When you can settle it with your fists and you could, just be brothers at the end of it or sisters or what have you. So my goal is to make boxing, to take boxing back into all of the schools within the UK, change legislation, and make it more accessible within all of the communities within the UK. And hopefully, once that goal has been achieved, we can try and, leak it down to the States and maybe wherever in the world that it would benefit, and they would be able to accept it. And it truly, truly is tremendous. So big up to Mr. Tremendous there. So with the help of, so I'll be working with a charity called Boxing Saves Lives. Shout out to JP. I'll be having a meeting with him. I've already spoken to major figures within boxing, like Adam Smith and like Sam Jones and a couple of other boxers. But this is obviously just maybe like the second day of the inception. And well, it's something that I want to be remembered for, and it's something that I want my legacy to be defined by. That we're able to give kids a chance in life. There's not many community centers left where children can actually do, extracurricular activities. And I do believe that by doing this and introducing boxing back into schools, that, we give those kids a real chance. And also, the discipline aspect, because at the moment, within the UK, there's just a lot of, there's just a lot of bullshit that's happening, especially on the streets and stuff, and things aren't exactly as safe as it is. But it's because, opportunities and funding and things were taken away, and it's caused a domino effect that's, especially for underprivileged communities and backgrounds. And I believe that I can change all of that. And I believe that I will change all of that. And working with Farron Paul. You guys can look him up. He actually goes around London and he gets weapons and knives and guns and all types of things off of the streets, and he's been doing it for years. And the government's only just sort of recognized him only within the last year. And I'll be working with him and the charity Boxing Saves Lives. I'm going to bring everybody together, every high stakeholder within boxing, and make a real change and a real difference. And once I managed to achieve that and take it to Parliament, and that's my real goal. And but obviously there's other opportunities and things that I'm going to be doing as well. But this project is very dear to my heart because I feel like we need to know where we've been to know where we're going, and I believe that the kids are our future, man. And we're not really giving the kids a real future if we're not giving them discipline and a way to release anger in a positive way. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. Thank you guys for giving me the platform to say it. In regards to the sound, thank you guys. Thank you. That really means a lot.
No. That was before we get to that, because we were just talking about the Sam Good fight, and everybody knows how we feel about it. But you was live there. But before we get to that, man, I commend you. Because usually when people get the opportunity to do something like that, people usually try to do something that helps themselves. So that's something that benefits themselves. This is very selfless act. So I want to give you your flowers to say, like Trey would say, this is really tremendous. This is tremendous work you're doing. And it's all, and I truly believe that the children are our future, man. And I'm all about helping the kids. So if there's anything I can do, man, just please let me know. And like you said, maybe we could trickle that down here to the States, and we can get them doing that here in the States, getting the kids to, bringing that back to the schools. I mean, get some champ. Maybe we can get an American heavyweight.
That's what I believe. Like if you look before 1999, and before that legislation came through by the government, and before they decided to render boxing useless, we had produced the most world champions and some of the greatest fighters that the world has ever seen, in terms of Nigel Benn, in terms of Chris Eubanks Sr., in terms of Lennox Lewis, Prince Nassim. I mean, this is something where I want to change. I want to make history. This is something that really, I believe, with all of the network that I've managed to build within the last 6 years. It's like I've said to Trill for many years. Like I'm really passionate about it because a good friend of mine lost his life to life crime on his birthday. Many years back when I was a teenager. So this is something that I've always wanted to do, and by the grace of God, and by speaking to the figures such as Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, and Spencer Barrett, like Sam Jones, and all types of people that I've been able to establish a good and incredible relationship with during my time here and my time within the sport. I feel like I can really take this to the government and show all of them that we can actually, like, this is what is going to save our children. So thank you guys, man, for real. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for sharing that. And I've seen that you've been doing your thing. You've been making your grounds and making your rounds, and holding your ground and making your rounds. And I want to say, man, my hat's off to you, man. I'm totally impressed. I love the fact that you're using your platform for the greater good. Now, what happened with your boy, the wrecking baller? Nick Ball.
I told you, didn't I? What did I say when I came onto the live? I said to you, like, this is going to go to the distance.
Yeah, but
I thought it was a close fight.
What's up with your angry little guy? He seemed like he put on more muscle and seemed like he was only wanted to throw one punch at a time, and he refused to throw combinations to the body. Has Nick Ball reached his ceiling, or is this a bad fight?
I think it's just a bad style matchup. I think it's just a bad style.
Good.
Bro, I told you, Sam Goodman is no mug. Like right there by the corner, that corner did some of the best corner work I've ever heard. I think I'll send you actually some videos that you guys can post obviously on your platforms and stuff. You know, his coach, they study Nick Ball. The thing is that if Nick Ball come forward, dictate the pace, and you stay just in a stationary position and you're not moving within angles and coming with, like, the way to offset Nick is to be a three-dimensional fighter, you know, because what Nick does is he'll give you a jab, and then he'll give you that awkward jab, that kind of like almost like a corkscrew, and then he'll set you up for the body shot and then the uppercut. And then that's what always gets you. It's those uppercuts, that four-punch combination. And I think that Nick has been doing it for so long in all of his fights that, you know, the amazing work in camp and from that team was just on display. You know, I thought it was a close fight. I added 113, 115 to Nick Ball.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that he just nicked it because Sam Goodman just came on too late in the fight, in my opinion. I think the early rounds definitely went to Nick Ball. I haven't watched the fight back, but we're actually watching it live. I would have to say that because he came on too late and maybe left, I think maybe like within the fourth round, that's when he really started to do work. And then there was some swing rounds, but I think the right man did win, in my opinion. I just think that Sam could have done it had he switched on the gas a lot earlier, because he kind of seemed like he was trying to be comfortable within his pace and not what the game plan was. All I kept on hearing from that corner was, "Come on, go in the angles, you know, and that was perfect, you know, because like I said, Nick is so small. He's like a little pit bull. He's like a little Mike Tyson, and I think Sam did well through maybe the last third of the fight, because then he really started to establish the angles in which he would offset the offense from a Nick Ball. So, yeah, you know, I thought the right man. I thought it was a close fight. Definitely a close fight. I think Sam Goodman will definitely get more opportunities from what I've heard through the grapevine. I think they're even pushing for a rematch from what I've heard, but I don't think that they're going to get the rematch. I think that Sam will probably have to rebuild with another fight or two, possibly, or unless he tries to take a risk with somebody else at 130. Obviously, you've got Kakashi. You know, Kakashi's obviously injured, and that fight could possibly happen through before the year's out. I think that Nick Ball will be out again before the year is out. There was no major injuries or anything like that. I think it was just a hard night at the office. And like I said, Sam Goodman was no mug. He really he gave.
Yeah, enough of the pleasantries. How did you feel about them scorecards? Those scorecards,
I thought they were ridiculous.
Horrible.
I thought they were horrible.
I had it.
I thought they were absolute bullshit. Somebody, what did he give him? 111, 118?
Yeah.
Yep. 117, 112.
What type of? I don't even know what they were smoking. And the thing is that when I first went there, I was actually sitting behind the judges, so at the opposite corner, and I would have stayed there, but it was a little bit techie with some stuff. I'll message you guys offline on that one. But yeah, it was crazy. But no, like obviously Sam Goodman's corner were incredible. I thought 113, 115, that was about right. 116, 114. Mm-hmm. That seemed to me more appropriate. Like I said, he left it, he took too long to get into it, you know, and he didn't finish any of the rounds strong, you know, like especially the first 2/3 of the fight. I think that's pretty much what won Nick the fight. I think Sam won, I would say, like the last few rounds, definitely. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, your mental health was definitely on the line, because if Nick Ball lost,
oh hell no. I knew after a certain round, this is all right. This is fine. I wasn't even breaking a sweat when I came back. I think I did neutrals.
Sam, it looked like Sam would have had 3 knockdowns to be able to pull off a draw the way that these scorecards was at. No matter what Sam.
Those judges need to explain themselves, man, because you know crazy. Those scores go on BoxRec, and
Frank Warren came up and said, "Do me a favor,
do me little shoulder roll."
Me and you, Rico, we're gonna lock in for a special edition of the commissioner's recap coming soon. This is gonna be called Off the Record. but RKO Boxing, where I'm going to interview you in depthly about everything you got going on, even behind the scenes, things going on in your personal life, things that even happen here at iBoxing Hub. I think that everybody needs to know what's going on, things that you experience in Saudi Arabia, all the good things you got going on, especially the work that you're going to be doing with the children and for the children. So me and you, we're going to lock in for a special episode of Off the Record.
Anytime you need me, Trill. Anytime you need me, you're my
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
You know, I can't say no to
We're
you.
gonna definitely do it. We're gonna cause some a lot of controversy with that when we do it. But coming up next, after I give the word to our sponsors, we're gonna talk about the real reason that we are here. Once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in to the Commissioner's Recap, hosted by me, the Commissioner, Rae Trilogy. And please download my new single, Topic of Discussion, out now on all streaming services. What we're here to talk about right now is what we did the party for. The Moses Atama versus Dillian White block party. That is why we did this whole watch along, and we had my brother RKO Boxing bless us with his presence. And let me just show y'all folks what took place. Yeah, y'all see it. A star was born. A star was born. Yes, he was. Moses Atama stopped Dillian White. Let me just get right to it. Moses Atama stopped Dillian White in the first round. And let me get all the excuses out of there, okay? The ref the ref didn't give White enough time, or should have let him go out on his shield. The punch from Moses was on the back of the head. I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. This isn't like back in the days when they let you fight life or death anymore. If the ref looks in your eyes and doesn't think you are there, the fight is over, because too many fighters that lost their life in the ring, and no ref wants to be that guy that was supposed to be protecting the fighters, and one of the fighters got seriously hurt or worse. So now many refs sees as better safe than sorry. And the punch behind the head, everyone is talking about. I don't think it was dirty at all. I think the young man was punching, and how White positioned himself after the jab to the body left him open for that shot. Listen, I wish Dillian White was given more time, but it is what it is. Poor Dillian, like I always say. And a star is born.
Oh my God, yeah.
The 15th edition of Poor Dillian.
Exactly. This was a spectacular victory, dominating fashion. A star is born. People are comparing him to a young Iron Mike Tyson, how he got him out of there so fast in the first round. Even His Excellency, Turkey Ali Sheikh, wants to see Moses Atama challenge ring undisputed world champion Usyk next. Even Tyson Fury says he beats Usyk, and we know Usyk lives rent-free in Tyson Fury's head, by the way. What do y'all think? I think slow down, throw him in there with Hergovich next, and let him carve out his own path. I believe Usyk should ride off in the sunset after his fight with Joseph Parker, and let the young man pick up the belts once he is gone. Why rush the kid? We can build a mega superstar we can build a mega superstar here, for not for just the heavyweight division, but for boxing as a whole. He could be the face of boxing. I just feel like you can't rush greatness. You got to be patient. And when I say not just the heavyweight division, I feel like he could be a superstar at boxing a whole. And I hate when people do this, right? Because the first thing they did when he won was, oh, is he going to be the future of British boxing?
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? That's annoying to me as a fan of boxing, because I don't champ for individuals. I champ for the sport. I'm a fan of the sport first. Yeah, certain boxers is cool. Yeah, I can relate to certain boxers. Yes, I like certain boxers more than I like others. But at the end of the day, if they lose or if they do something crazy or corny or something, I'm going to call them out for that, because at the end of the day, I love the sport of boxing. And not only do I think that he is the future of British boxing, I think he's the future of boxing. He could be the face. He could be the face of boxing. Many people say, people don't talk about Canelo, they're like, oh, is he the face of Mexican boxing? No, they say no, he's the face of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
People try to throw that label on Tank and say face of boxing, not American boxing.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that. Like, no, this kid could be the face and he could be a superstar of boxing. You was there, Rico. You was there live in effect. So I'm going to hold you for last, because I want you to give me the full effect of everything that happened there, because I'm going to play that clip again, because you heard everybody going crazy. You heard everybody going crazy. I was locked in there with you, Alex. It was me and you. It was me and you, we was there. So I got the chance to see your reaction in real time. But there was somebody that was in the comment section that didn't get a chance to see the undercards, but they got a chance to see the main event. So I want to hear what he got to say. Then I'm going to swing it to you, Alexander the Great, the real Mojo, my big bro. Let me know. How did you feel about the fight?
Hey, well, I'm gonna start off by saying I agree with Turkey. I would like to see him and Usyk. And listen, hey, Ric Flair always says to beat a man, you got to beat the man, right? So I don't want Usyk to ride off in the sunset and everybody, oh, he wouldn't have did that to Usyk. Hey, let's see it. That's just me personally. But on Saturday, I was in the chat saying, huh? I was in the chat saying, okay, yeah, I was in the chat saying he would win in 4, but once I seen the punching power, and once I heard the gloves hitting White, I said, yo, this might not make it to 4. And I was saying this might only go 2 or 3, but man, once he landed that one body shot, and then the right hand to the jaw, there was no way Dillian White was gonna survive that round. It was no way. That they could have took 20 seconds off that round, and he still would have got knocked out in the first round. Mm-hmm. It was just too much. It was too much pop in the punches. The kid was ready, and I can't really see the next 5 years of boxing. I can't see the next 5 months of boxing without hearing his name on repeat. I was impressed with the showing.
Well said. Well said.
Alexander the Great. No, matter of fact, the real Mojo, you said that you wanted to see him there with Usyk next, right off the rip.
No, I didn't say next.
Okay.
But I'm saying
you don't want Usyk to ride off in the sunset. You want him to pass the torch.
Yeah, the torch should be passed. That ain't passing the torch. If he ride off into the sunset and then we let Atuma beat a bunch of dudes we know he can beat, that ain't passing the torch to me. I want to see him take the torch. In the race, in the when they pass the baton in the Olympics, they pass it from one person to the next. The person don't nobody retire and then somebody else come up and I would like to see it. I don't know, but there's a big age difference. I will say that, to be fair, but it seems to me that Usyk is at the top of his game right now. He got everything working right now, to be honest. So I would like to see it sooner than later, or not at all. I would like to see that take place.
Alexander the Great. The real
What?
Mojo said he wants to see Usyk fight Moses, but I don't want you to answer that. We was live during the watch along. You and I watched this fight take place. You and I. We sat here and watched poor Dillian get batted together. You and I. And we said that a star was born. How are you feeling now that you got some time to think about it? I'm sitting here, I'm eating these chocolate chip cookies too, by the way, if everybody's wondering. What am I?
Enjoy enjoy them. I'm on a diet, so
No.
that's just die with a T. That's what that is. Anyway, I was there watching it with you, Trill, and we talked about it on the live. It's like, were we disrespecting Dillian, saying he's getting taken out brutally in 4 or under? And you tried to argue to me, just playing devil's advocate, that are we disrespecting a former world experienced fighter? And I just played out told you, no, we're just looking at the facts of what the situation is. And it turns out it was worse than what we had first believed. Dillian White looked like he was in shape, but apparently he was on the faux muscle diet where everything looked good, but on the interior it was all battered and beaten. Because he's just been through too many wars and too much damage. He's been such a warrior for boxing that he sacrificed his ability to fight, really. He couldn't even get out of the starting gate before Moses overwhelmed him. Dillian could not believe the speed that was right in front of him. He's like, hold on, this is a 20-year-old kid
That was my
and
thing.
this is a heavyweight?
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible. The hand speed, the foot speed, and the ability to recognize I had a sitting duck in front of me who wasn't gonna hit me back because he couldn't catch my timing.
Mm-hmm.
So he just blasted Dillian right out of the gate with body shots. And once he saw Dillian wasn't reacting, he's like, oh, it's not because he's trying to set me up. It's because he doesn't know what's happening next. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to pry down that guard. And I'm going to smash this right hook over his head. And once he rattled him, he never let him off the hook. Ben Davison trained him well for Dillian White. So a star is born. Will he be the next face of boxing? Yes, because the heavyweight rules all. That's what this sport is. And now we have an exciting, young, powerful heavyweight who we could potentially have for the next 12 years of domination. So I don't want him to jump in his career too fast. Since we're not chasing the Mike Tyson record no more, there's no reason to. Get another couple building fights, 2 or 3 more, and then take the titles. Usyk won't be around for that long, so I don't think he should try to rush to Usyk because he's as good as he looked. He's not ready.
Yeah. How do y'all feel about, before I get to you, Rico, and you hit the home run? How do you guys feel about the stuff that they're saying after the fight, like I alluded to when I did the breakdown of what I thought happened with the fight, the criticism, from the refs, saying that the ref, didn't give Dillian a chance, should have let him go out on his shield. Dillian was just warming up. They were saying, the shot on the back of the head, all this stuff right here. Do you feel like these are legit excuses? Or just people, champion for poor Dillian?
I think we're in the midst of guys getting hurt and guys unfortunately going into the hospital and not coming out. So, and I believe it just happened too, like a week or 2 ago.
Yep,
Yeah, with
2
the
Japanese fighters.
Japanese fighters.
Yeah, so now it's like anything that can put you in that state, I believe they're gonna be watching out for that and trying to tone it down as much as they can, because it's not the same sport as it used to be in terms of brutality, I think. And I think now it's about saving dudes health for long term, because you don't. I mean, you got dudes like Deontay Wilder who clearly not good. And I'm talking like not no. I'm talking I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Trill no, but I'm talking about like getting hit, like when he can get hit with nothing and everything. He's just like so shaky. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't mean not good like in fighting, but I mean like he's not good. I guess
not good at
like
taking punches.
neurologically.
He doesn't take punches well.
Well, I mean neurologically, like, cause he done been beat up so bad. It's just like any punch now throws off everything, all balance and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're trying to protect against that. And then all the head injuries, even down to kids, they trying to protect all that now. So I just feel like that's the reason why kind of that stuff is going the way it's going.
Well, I agree with that, but I think the main reason why the ref stopped it so soon is because when Dillian got up, he fell over himself back into the corner,
Right.
so his legs were definitely not under him. So
and even before that, did you see his eyes?
Stood up.
Did you see his eyes before he went down? He was done. He was all over the place.
His eyes were wide.
Some will argue. Look at Ernie Schaefer's when he dropped Larry Holmes, and Larry Holmes got up, and he was able to continue, and he was able to beat Ernie Schaefer to hold on to his titles. What about all the other times?
But 30 years difference, though. Remember, that's 30 years ago.
Then, when Holmes got laid out, yeah, he was flat on his back and he was like curled in on himself. But when he stood up, he wasn't falling over himself. He stood up, had his legs straight, and was like, all right, I'm ready to go. So that's the difference. If you can't show the ref, I'm stable and I'm still here, these eyes aren't looking like this.
You can't protect yourself.
What about Michael Moore and Cooper? You know, people just that this is, and like I was saying, I'm not in disagreement because I believe that
fuel up, fellas. I'm a fuel up.
Yep, you good. I believe that refs, they look at it like this: better safe than sorry. Like I said,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. They don't want no more incidents happening, and I'm totally with it. As the commissioner, I'm totally with it.
This is why people look up to Richard Steele.
Yeah, you'd rather be safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying? Even though that was one of the most heartbreaking moments of boxing, where Meldrick Taylor lost to Chavez with 2 seconds left in the fight. You seen DeLuca lose his mind. I'm about to lose my mind just thinking about it right now. But somebody that was right there on the ground floor when this all happened, I'm gonna play this shot. You was right there. You was in the corner when this happened. It was like, this is your footage. The footage that you showed me is kind of like the footage that I'm showing right now. I'm about to grab another cookie because this is about to be exciting. ReKO Boxing.
Tell us about the sound of those impacts, man. We got to know.
Let me know, because you was right there. You was behind me. I seen the footage. I seen you. You was behind them. Let me enjoy my cookie. You tell me what happened. I'm excited to get the breakdown for you. Tell me what happened and what is next. What do you think is next for Otama? Everybody talking Usyk. I want you to tell me who's next for this guy that you've been talking about since day one. You said that he was the future of boxing, and I agree with you. Well, you said he was the future of heavyweight boxing. I say he's the future of boxing. So I definitely agree with you on that as well. Tell me, what did you think about what happened and what's next for the young star?
I think some beautifully placed body punches. I I think there was just the jabs, his feints. So Moses, if you watch all of his fight, I think the first time I met Moses was his second fight, second or third. I think he debuted on the Beterbiev card, and then after that, I think he fought in. God, where did he fight? I'm not too sure. It's been a lot of dates, but yeah, it was definitely his second fight. That was when the first time I met that young man. I say young man, but his aura is just undeniable. His feints, I believe, is a combination of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. In terms of his punching power, I will say Anthony Joshua. The way that he's able to generate power just off of half turn pivots, and what Moses does so eloquently is that he is able to use the feint in order to get you in a position to the midsection where you just drop literally to the chest level. And Moses, so as you saw there, he clipped obviously White on top of the head, but usually that's usually a right hook or a left hook. Well, he favors the right hook. Once he gets you there from those feints, that right hook absolutely takes you out, but he never connected clean with that right hook. Then Dillian obviously fell towards the left side of the corner. That's when he went to the body, and Dillian obviously was stumbling back onto the ropes. Once Dillian was on the ropes, that was it. There was a 4-punch combination, and boom, it was like, and his shots are so quick to the naked eye, especially when he's doing his flurry of jabs. So it's, I believe that, so you have to look at his history. This kid at 15 years old went from doing, going to school, doing exams, to being picked up after and going to go spar Joe Joyce. He sparred Joe Joyce, Lawrence Okoli, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, all at the right age of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and now 20. And he's been boxing, I think, since he was, 12 or something like that. His muscle memory has evolved with puberty. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but the thing is that his body, and because he's obviously gone through obviously the changes as you do as a young man going into manhood, it's he's a genetic specimen, truly genetic specimen. The way that this kid has listen, like I've been saying this for a long time. Moses Tuma, anybody within the heavyweight division needs to be on high alert. I actually managed to catch up with Frank Warren after. Go check that out on the Boxing Voice, guys. And Frank, I asked Frank, and Frank said, I asked him when he's going to be out next. He said he's definitely going to be out before the end of the year. I believe that the Filip Hrgović fight is 1,000,000% the right fight to make. Definitely. I even believe that he can take Kabayel right now. I'll be real. Kabayel, I've underestimated him for a long time, but I do believe that this young man has that to beat a Kabayel. And if he wants to fight Usyk, if he does beat Kabayel, then he would have earned the right to, in my opinion. Kabayel has been on an incredible run as of late. Obviously retiring Zach. Watching it from ringside, listening to the corner, like Dylan didn't even have time to listen to his corner. The thing is that it takes like 3 or 4 rounds, even in Dillian's prime, to actually soothe into a fight. He's very awkward. And the thing is that Moses, he almost deciphers the puzzle. You know what I mean? Now, you have to look at the fighters such as Dempsey McKean and obviously now Dillian White. The fighters that he's been fighting and why he's not ready for Usyk is because Usyk is far quicker than anything that he's fought up until now. Hits harder than anybody he's fought up until now, and his Usyk's movement and foot. I just don't know if Moses. But I know that Moses isn't ready for that footwork. 1,000,000%. He has to have another fight or another 2 fights. Usyk is injured, so the timeline, although albeit very, it's a massive risk, but it's something that Moses is young enough to, in hindsight, rebuild on, and look at Canelo. Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather at 22. Nobody was telling him not to do it, But the thing is that obviously Canelo had fought better opposition than Moses has now. I believe that the talent is undeniable. You can't deny it. But the thing is that Dillian White was shot to bits. like I told you guys in the live, like I said, like, you know, within the first 3 rounds, I've heard that, you know, he's going to try and throw the kitchen sink at him quickly. But the thing is that quickly is not something that Dillian Whyte does. He thought that young man could dictate the pace almost with his aura, because Dillian Whyte is just that kind of, you know, that street, just, you know what I mean? Like that sort of rough and tough, and actually kind of get in there, take your time, and just, you know what I mean? Like, you know how Dillian does. You can't do it with that kid. He's just too quick. And the fighters that he's been fighting, they are not they're not quick counterpunchers. Dillian's never been a quick counterpuncher ever. Dempsey McKean has never been a quick counterpuncher. You look at all the other guys.
Couldn't counter a kitchen.
Marius Wack, like, that's the thing. Marius Wack, he had Dillian had a comeback fight against Marius when he was just he was so overweight. He was just, you know, and he needs somebody. You know, Zhang's obviously retired. You know, congratulations to Zhang. I hope he enjoys retirement, man. Would have been lovely to have that. Yeah, that's confirmed.
Damn.
Yeah, I know that he wanted to have a really big fight in China, and I really wanted that for him, but it's yeah, you know, so good luck to him. But yeah, you know, Moses is, what can you say? You know, he did exactly what he was supposed to do with I believe he probably could have beat the best version of Dillian, if I'm being honest, purely based on style alone. Moses's feints are akin to a Tyson Fury. And I believe that it's not so much irky jerky, it's calculated in the sense that I feel like he has like a bar that's like he sees like an AI or something, and the bar is just like that. And then as soon as he matches it like that, that's when he strikes. And he's able to generate such power so quickly. And that's due to the conditioning of his body and the way that he has been trained and brought up now. And with Ben Davison actually taking the charge from him this early in his career, I believe those two are going to be something that will be feared for quite some time. I do believe that there are people that could beat him right now. I just think that I think he needs to fight somebody like a Filip Hrgović, who, you know, when Hrgović fought David Adelaide gave him some haymakers, bro. There was like an 8-9 punch combination, and there was a last swing Adelaide that if that swing landed on Hrgović, I reckon he would have been out of there. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But Hrgović is just, he's got a granite chin. He fights off of purely based on instinct. Like, there was a time where when he had been hit with those flurries, Alex, you probably see Trill, his eyes weren't there. His eyes weren't there. Filip was literally just going purely based off of muscle memory and technique and everything being drilled into his head. And that's why I believe that Hrgović is the perfect fight for Moses Ituma. I don't think that he should fight anybody else but Hrgović, because
I'm with you. What I seen Saturday, I was like, this would be the perfect setup for Moses, and it keeps the train going.
Rounds.
It keeps
he needs rounds.
Yeah, he definitely needs rounds before he can go in there with somebody like an Alexander Usyk. Everybody, we forget. I get it because, you know, we get into this thing where, like, you know, we got so much going on, especially with the sport of boxing. We tend to forget what the fighter done did the last fight. Boxing is more of what have you done for the fight, you know? Forget how good Alexander Usyk is. Even though Moses has had a good fight against a washed-up Dillian Whyte, I don't think he's ready yet. And I think the Hrgović will be a good setup fight for him, because I think he gets Hrgović out of there. That definitely doesn't go the distance, but he gets a little bit of more rounds in. And then after that,
I reckon he goes about 8. I reckon he goes about 8 rounds with Hrgović. But then if he blows out Hrgović within 3 rounds, what are we supposed to say?
Gabriel. We got
yes, perfect. I think that's what
I'm saying. Maybe he's just that good.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be, because people always mention, and like I heard you mention earlier, Rico, Canelo and Floyd. That doesn't happen all the time. We use that as an example as boxing fans, because we like to
be only for the most talented. We
like to be slick. That doesn't happen. The majority of the time, that doesn't happen. When a good young fighter challenges himself.
One thing for sure, you'll never hear me compare anybody to Floyd. Like, I rarely, Trill, you know, I rarely bring Floyd's name up with
I'm
anybody.
talking about the losing part to a great fighter. Like they end up learning. So a lot of them don't. A lot of them's ego gets crushed. A lot of them are not able to perform and be the same again. We just seen it recently with Daryl Big Baby Anderson and what you just said, right, Alex? So so we just see that with Anderson. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of fighters don't bounce back going against these experienced guys. Some of them,
I think in terms of sorry, so go on.
No, yeah. And sometimes it can actually hurt him. So yeah, I'm cool with not rushing the young man with only 12 fights.
Well, you say that, but I still think giving him to Filip Hrgović next is rushing a little bit. I would want him to take another fight against an F.A. Ajaba, blast him out in another couple rounds. Maybe it goes 2 or 3. Another showcase. Then we can move him up to Filip Hrgović, who will recover from that cut, because we're not talking about that bad cut. He's going to need a while to recover.
He's going to need a while. Yeah, you just made me think about it.
Let's get an Ajaba in there, blast him out, and then we can move on to the Filip Hrgovićs, the Martin Bacolis, and then we can start talking about world honors.
FA is not good enough. It's pointless. He's not going to learn anything from FAE. All he's going to do is just have another wasted camp.
It's a stay busy fight, Rico, because if Hrgović, that cut's going to take him out for at least, I'm thinking like 5, 6, 7 months. I don't want Moses to be inactive.
That's an 8-month cut.
Dude, it was bad, dude. Like, I know you were there, but like that deep cut, it's in such a bad place.
But it's where it's at, though, Rico. It's right here underneath the brow, like that.
No, yeah.
And it's really, it was from here to here. It was like he $150 him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's gonna be good for Moses to stay active. So if he can, yes, it's another training camp, but he's young. He needs the training camp. He needs the experience, the sparring partners. So I'm thinking he takes out Ajaba, maybe 2, 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
No, but I mean, he's the lad has literally been giving work to Joe Joyce. Like, this is a Joe Joyce, I think, that had beat Dubois at that time. Yeah, like he is experienced enough in terms of the lab. What I'm saying is that with like
sparring time is one thing. We need ring. I know, like, sparring time helps, but another fight under his belt is only going to do him a world of good, because he's only had 12 fights. Now 13? Get 14, 15 under your belt, the 15th being Hrgović.
AJ fought Klitschko at 15 fights with far less experience.
That was his 17th fight. That was his 17th fight. But he had that Olympic background. Moses doesn't have that. Moses needs to get another, couple. Like I said, Hrgović, one more fight after. Like, then we can get to that level. Then you can fight the Joseph Parkers, the Kabayels.
I think it all depends on the timeline.
I'm old school. I'm old school. I don't mind, seeing a kid, you know what I'm saying, gets a couple of fights underneath their belt. I got time. I've been working out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got time to see him develop into something. You know what I'm saying? I want to see us put a full star. So now we're just rushing to the bag. We're just rushing to the bag now. We're not even setting it up no more so we can have that good moment. You know how we just set it up for that good moment? It ain't even setting it up no more for the good moment. That's all.
The thing is, no one's really had the confidence to hit Moses back.
Man, everybody knows that. I like the good storyline. I like to have something, you know what I'm saying, with it. So that's what I like.
What about
we don't want to waste
Allen?
time with it either, though.
Rhino? We can have him against Moses. He'd probably blast him out in 2 rounds, but he's coming off good wins again. Well, it is against Johnny Boschman himself, but
who's that?
Don't even worry about it.
Look, I mean, to be honest, from what they want, from what they're saying, is that Moses will definitely get another fight before the end of the year. It will be a step up from, obviously, Dillian Whyte. Like I said, bro, anyone who's got life and death with Tete, you need to stop fighting right now at a high level. Right now. Yeah. Fight Chisora to have the 3rd fight, sail off into the sunset with your money. That's what you need to go. Literally, and like bro, like they both just need to stop. Dillian's actually came out and he said that he's still going to be fighting on. I think that they're definitely going to do that Chisora 3 fight, and then yeah, I'm backing Dillian in that fight. I'm backing Dillian.
Really?
Come on, Dillian, let's go.
After that,
yeah, absolutely.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro, Chisora walked out of my interview, bro. I'm still pissed.
Hey, but you still got the pick. You still got the pick, though. You still got the pick,
bro. But yeah. I mean, I had to get something because I was like,
he walked out mid.
You know what? Because he was literally like, okay, I don't want to talk about this, guys. I'm glad. And then I'm interviewing Amir Khan, and Khan is like, yeah, come on, come on, Derek, this, Derek's just looking at the thing, and I'm like, no, I'm not having him fuck up another interview. Absolutely not. Do you know what? Did you know what the most annoying thing about it is? That interview is the highest watched interview of every single thing. Mate,
at least you didn't try to pull a Joe Joyce on you. You know what I'm saying? Being like,
no, big up to Parker as well. Parker, I think Parker.
Shout out to Parker. JP, shout out. Did you tell JP I said what's up from the hood?
I told him I said hello from everybody, bro. And I also
that's
Joe's such a nice guy, but he's got that fuck around and find out energy. Yeah, that's what Joe has. You gotta fuck around and find out.
Kiwis, they don't fuck about.
I'm so proud.
Bro.
I've been champion for my man JP for a long time. That's why he ended up getting that cool name, JP, because of me.
I know. I was actually like, it's such a cool name, like bastard.
You stuck with him even when Joe Joyce took him out.
I've been champion for my man JP. Man.
No, because he fought that fight like an absolute idiot. He should have never ever been trading with Joe in the pocket as slow as he was. He was just they were fighting to see who goes down first, and Joe went down first, and he stayed there. I think now with Moses, I think there's 3 fighters, right, that realistically I would like to see him in there before we even mention an Alexander Usyk. I think Fabio Wardley being one of them. I believe Filip Hrgović and Justice Hooney. I feel like Justice Hooney is a great fight, and it's a fight in which he'll definitely get rounds with Hooney, like 1,000,000%. Yeah. And Hooney is fast. Hooney's fast, he's quick, and he needs to fight somebody who is as quick as him. You know what I mean? Like Hooney, if you watch that Fabio Wardley was losing that fight. Wardley was losing that fight badly.
I thought Wardley
very badly. I think we did a watch along to that actually. And the thing is like he was getting mashed up. Like he's the real Deontay Wilder. Fabio Wilder is what I'm gonna be calling him. That's what I'm saying. So the thing is that like if he fights Fabio has punching power and he's quick as well. They need to match him up with somebody quick, somebody who has power, who can generate power off of half pivots, and who's able to go 2-3 dimensions by switching angles and coming at the young man, in which he's not playing the game, in which once he lines that sniper up, that's it. So I think one of those 3. I don't think that I know that Eddie Hearn is going to Australia next week to go and see Mick Francis. I might give Mick a call actually tomorrow. See what he's saying, see what it do. Because I really want to go to Australia. Mick keeps on asking me to go to Australia to go and check him and stuff. And
my will be here soon, so I gotta go see my Aussie friends. I got a lot of Aussie.
Let's
friends.
go, Trill. Let's go. We're international now, baby.
We gotta fix some things though, because they got some laws.
Dude, I can barely make it to the UK. I ain't making it to Aussie.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, do I need a work visa for over there? Because you can go on a
holiday visa. Holiday visa. They don't care about things.
They be giving us a hard time. They be giving felons a hard time. We all have a past. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't once this young man that should be on the street. I'm not.
What it says on the form.
So we'll be. But thank you everybody for tapping into the commissioner's recap. hosted by me, Rae Trilogy. I got some dope people here. I got my brother RKO Boxing here, the Real Mojo, Alexander the Great, Till of the Tape coming soon. Yeah, we're kicking it here. Rico, man, it's great having you on, my brother. It feels like we're doing another episode of Across the Way, US to the UK.
The US, the UK. I'll never forget that, man.
I miss seeing you across the stream from you, my brother. But moving right along, because there's other things and why I got you here. I want to talk because even though you was there, I see everything, my brother. And thank you for sharing so much with me. I've seen the videos and everything. We got a chance to see you with Amir Khan. We got a chance to see you with Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Derek Chisholm, like you said. We got a chance to see you with Joseph Parker. We got a chance to see you with tons and tons of other fighters. But to me, which was more oppressive to me than anything, was that you're in correspondence with the one and only Turki Al-Sheikh.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
you're in talks with the one and only Turki Al-Sheikh. Tell him,
yeah, man.
I would love to come and interview him. Just send me 2 Ferraris. And
I think he'll say, I will send him 2 gloves. I'll send him 2 gloves.
But hey, listen, tell him I'll get in the ring with some of that money he paying people.
Well, you know what it is? One thing that also I kind of want to it's another project that I kind of want to work with Nez on. So Nez obviously does this amateur tournament fight called Border Wars. So I'd like to I have a strong feeling that I probably will be coming to America in September. I think I will. I don't know, but I think that you never know what happens in life. You never know what happens in life. So I think that there's going to be some big things that I'll be able to. So this is going to be a really big week for me, I think, and hopefully be able to announce some stuff. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys, obviously, for having me. You guys are incredible. I love everything that you're doing, Trill, what you've managed to create and what you managed to maintain and what you managed to build with all of these incredible gentlemen here. Alex is one of the nicest person I've met. Alex is a heart of gold. And also you, Mr. Mojo, love you to obviously meet you, make your acquaintance and speak to you and chop it up with you guys.
Man. Pleasure to meet you, man.
The pleasure is all mine, my brother. You any family of Trill's is family of mine, and any family of Alex's is a family of mine. And like I said, I whenever Trill's always been there for me. So he's got the eternal favor card,
brother. We've been there for each other. And you already know how we rock. Real ones don't count flavors. We're that's why we call each other bros. September. You was talking about September, and I'm glad that you talked about September, because It's going down in September. And just 2 things before we get out of here, because we've been rocking past my time, and they've been giving me the okay with it because I got a special guest in the building here with me, Mr. RKO Boxing. But we all know what's going down September 13th, and that's the Canelo versus Crawford. And I'm not here, you know what I'm saying, to talk about predictions and nothing like that. That's not what I'm here to do. I want to ask you gentlemen, you know what I'm saying, to give me your best Canelo and your best Crawford fights. One of their best performances that you thought that this was the performance right here, that this is why I rock with this fighter. Hit me with it, Real Mojo. I want your first. Give me your first Crawford fight that you think that you say that if you would tell somebody to go watch this fight right here.
I gotta go him and Sean Porter. Him and Sean Porter. I like that. I like that fight because I don't know who told him he was losing or to turn it up a notch. But when they did, he went out there and did just that. And he just got a dog. He just got a dog about him. Like he's just not gonna be to be honest, he's just not gonna be beat in his mind. He got to go out on his shield. He's one that's gonna have to go out on his shield, and I like that. I like that about him.
Mm.
And then Canelo, I like the Floyd fight. To be honest, I like the Floyd fight because after that fight, I feel like his whole perspective on boxing changed. Not just going in there, just shooting it out. After that fight, you saw head movement. You saw a little bit more effort to go to the body and slow down his opponents. And then also, I feel like he just grew up as a fighter. He didn't have no choice after that, but he grew up as a fighter after that, man. And just like he knew what he could be, and he became just that. And he became the face of the sport.
Alex, I know you got to get out of here, my brother, because you got some things to do. But thank you for being a wonderful co-host on all these events, especially the watch along, man. It was dope to have you there with me, and it's dope to have you on this show with me as well. The Commissioner's Recap. You got your own show coming soon called The Tale of the Tape with Alexander the Great. So definitely, man, I can't wait to see the great things that you do coming soon. But you got to give me your best Terrence Crawford, and then your best Canelo victory, and then I'll let you sneak out the back door.
Unfortunately, Big Mo stole my Crawford fight, so I'm gonna have to go with Spence versus Terrence Crawford, because that was the fight where Terrence Crawford really showed nobody in this division is on my level, and he proved it when he beat the brakes out of Earl Spence Jr., who just had no hope in that fight. And I was rooting for Earl, so I was really like shocked. So Terrence really like won over the crowd. He showed how good he was, and that was record-breaking performance from him. So shout out to him for that. For Canelo, I would say the Danny Jacobs fight, because he took the lessons that he learned from the Floyd fight, and he became in that fight untouchable. Like Jacobs threw a 10-punch combination, and Canelo slipped, dodged, and rolled under every single punch, and then landed the jab, saying, "I'm damn good." That's what he said with that little exchange. So I would say if you're going to watch a masterclass, go watch Canelo versus Danny Jacobs, because that was Danny Jacobs in his prime who just took Golovkin to the limit.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that. Rico, I got to ask you, when it comes to Saul, Canelo Alvarez, and Crawford, what's your best Canelo fight?
Oh my God, there's a lot, man.
One you would tell somebody to go see.
Probably just in terms of just demolition job, probably Billy Joe Saunders, ironically.
I thought you were going to say Kirkland.
It pains me to do it. It pains me to do it. You guys know.
He couldn't do his bro Caleb Raheem Plant like that.
Can't do Raheem. Nah. We don't. No way. We can't do that for Raheem. We can't do that for Khalib. Raheem Plant. We can't do that shit. We shout out to Dr. shout out Dr. Umar. We can't even shout out Dr. Umar now. That's taboo. But yeah, 1,000,000%. I would say Billy Joe Saunders, only because Billy with that fight and the way that punch that he gave and cracked his skull with was fucking crazy. Like he I know you loved it, Karma. Thank you. Yeah, that fight was absolutely
it was Karma. Shout out to Karma because it was Karma. He was talking trash on Daniel Dubois, talking about I would never quit like that. And then Karma,
and he quit in the corner.
Quit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, Karma. You know it's nothing but love for you.
And for Crawford, it's obviously Errol Spence. That was one of the best days of my life.
Okay, yeah. For Errol
a lot of haters got put in the dirt that day. If I could relive a couple of days, my daughter being born, the first one, and Spence and Crawford. That there, I've not seen certain accounts since. So that one was like holy water. That was like holy water on vampires. So Nah, man, absolutely sensational stuff from Terence Crawford. Beat him like he owed him,
Be gone,
a farm.
haters. Be gone.
Literally, yeah, Alex, all of that there, and he just smacking him all around the. It was, if I want to introduce somebody to being a boxing fan, I'm showing them that shit immediately.
Yeah, if I wanted to introduce somebody to being a boxing fan, I gotta show them Castillo and Corrales, that 10th round. That gets me every time. It gets me emotional all the time. You know what I'm saying? Talk about a comeback. Still.
Foreman Ron Lau, round
you
5.
You used to love it. Well, you still do obviously love that fight.
Yeah. Still, that still gets me.
You gotta fucking get inside on him now.
Hey, shout out to Joe Goosen. Shout out to Goosen. My favorite, well, not favorite Terence Crawford fight, but one of my most that I gotta give number one to is Terence Crawford being a fighter at 135, and he went up to 140 to fight Prescott. That was his first time in the division. He went up there, and this was after Prescott did what? He knocked out Amir Khan. This is after Prescott knocked out Amir Khan. This was the first time Amir Khan has ever lost, ever got knocked out, and it was by Prescott. And his very next fight, what did TC do? Because they couldn't find. He took a short notice fight and moved up in weight and beat the brakes of Prescott. And instead of staying up there, he went back down and got the belt at 135 and then moved up to 140 to become undisputed. So I got to give him that.
Crawford is just different.
And that's when Crawford got put on the map. And everybody started talking about TC, Terence Crawford. But I thought he was amazing in that. And then my Canelo fight, I have to go with something that's more emotional. I had never seen Canelo celebrate a victory after this and cry his heart out until the second fight with Triple G. The first fight, people say he tried to give him a boxing lesson. He tried to do what he learned from Floyd, and people wasn't respecting it, right? Everybody looked at him saying, oh, he fought scared. Blah, blah, blah. Even his own Mexican countrymen were talking trash. He said, you let somebody else from Kazakhstan fight more Mexican style than you. And then everybody made this big thing. The second fight, Canelo stood in there in the paint in the pocket with him, and he beat him fair and square. And when they announced the winner, Canelo put his hands in the air, and you could tell when he cried, he released everything that came out, everything he was feeling, he let it all out. If you go back and watch that celebration, it's enough to make a grown man cry. He deserved that win right there because of everything he was going through at that time where everybody doubted him. Even the greats, even the Mexican greats had questioned him, talking about, not fighting this guy, Triple G, who was supposed to be the big boogeyman, the big scary guy. Nobody wanted to fight. The only guy that wouldn't go up and challenge himself. Everybody, was, getting on the guys who goes up and weight and challenge himself, but not on the guy that just stayed in the one division and wasn't challenging himself. The monster, the boogeyman. And Canelo went there and he beat that guy. And I think that's one of Canelo's biggest victories.
The most dominant middleweight since B-Hop himself.
Yeah. And that's what happened. Before we get out of here, because we're about to wrap up this show, the commissioner's recap. There's a lot.
What's with the wig, bro? That wig is just crazy, bro.
Look at the Michael Jackson treatment he's got going
bro,
on. Right there.
This is. I don't even. Bro, you are fucking.
You don't like the new look. I'm trying
to put good in.
You dig that?
Who approved this? Who approved this message? One of the weigh-ins?
We're gonna go 80s fro with the disco jacket. Like this is the most middle America. Hi, I'm Steve. I work behind the desk picture ever I've ever seen.
I'm trying new looks out here, guys.
You remember Jamie Foxx, Tyrone Koppel? That's who that is.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, the hair is bigger than the headphones, bro.
This
like
is
it's
my Brian Gumble look. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all hating on the brother.
Hi, my name's Steve. I work at IT. How can I help you?
That's the little goal for.
You look like you sell vinyl records.
Wow, that's
Dude,
I'm the cool guy.
Can I get that Michael Jackson?
I'm the cool guy.
Can I get that Shaka Khan?
We love you, Trill. We love you.
Nah, I appreciate the love, man. Thank you. It means I'm doing something right. Listen, before we get out here, this is one last thing I want to talk about. All these guys being bullies, I think that they're being bullies because of, let me just get into it.
Keep saying you want to go to Puerto Rico? How? Your promoter has no TV whatsoever. Where are you going to fight? Fucking OnlyFans? Dude, we have the zone. We have the pay-per-view. We have the date. You and Virgil, Mexico, Puerto Rico. It's huge. What are you waiting for? Let's do this.
Nah, Oscar never told one lie.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a little bit of an exclusive, right? So obviously we know that Top Rank are not gonna give any more exclusive deals to anybody. So they're not giving any more exclusive deals. And if Xander doesn't take that fight, you're not gonna see Xander until beginning of next year.
Wow.
That's an exclusive, just for you lot. Yeah. So,
well done.
Yeah, that's crazy because I feel like people was picking on Xander. I don't think Xander and nobody wants that Victor Ortiz smoke. People are not putting the fire under Boots like that. So why y'all putting the fire under Xander Zayas? Like,
no, Boots is being scrutinized.
Not like this. This kid just became champion. He just literally became champion. You know,
that's Oscar. No one really, respectfully,
no one really knows that guy who's ever mentioned his name or something like that. I don't ever recall Xander Zayas calling him out and being disrespectful, but everybody's calling for this. I think that nobody wants Victor Ortiz smoke right now. That's just me. Virgil, excuse me. Nobody wants Virgil Ortiz smoke right now. That's just me. You know,
there's literally like 4 or 5 people right now that will fight Virgil.
They say they will, but I don't think they, I just think Virgil
not without a bag.
Yeah, not without a bag. I just think he's the man right now. Am I wrong for thinking he's the man? What are you thinking? Am I wrong for thinking Virgil's the man? Y'all tell me. Real Mojo.
When was his last fight?
Madrimov.
On a turkey card.
Don't try to throw shade on it, Rico.
No, I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just asking a question. Like, well, how long has he been out for?
Couple
months. Not that long, just a couple months. He's Big about Mo. To. Big Mo, how do you feel about Virgil Ortiz?
I believe he's tough. I don't think Xander could beat him. To be honest, since that's the topic. Well, since that's the, I think he'll win that. But overall, no, he's a lot of people is right to be quiet about him.
Yeah,
because I don't hear a lot of smoke coming his way.
And rightfully so. Once again, everybody, man, thank y'all so much, man, for tuning in to another episode of the Commissioner's Recap, hosted by me, Rae Trilogy. And please don't forget to download my new single, Topic of Discussion, out right now. I want to take the time to thank my bro, the Real Mojo, Truck Talk coming soon. And I want to thank Alexander the Great, my bro, Till of the Tape with Alexander the Great coming soon to IBOXINGHUB as well. And a big shout out to
some really cool names out here. Jesus Christ. I would never have been able to do any of that shit justice.
Hey, you had across the way from US to the UK, so I don't want to hear it.
Trill came up with the name.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with the names, man. I'm good with it.
Literally, my God.
That's what I do. Big shout out to you, RKO Boxing, man. I really appreciate you, man. Yeah, definitely, Trey. And thank you, man. This was nothing but a lot of love and a lot of respect on this. Thank you, RKO Boxing, for showing up for me once again, my brother, like you always do.
I will always show up for you, brother, your family. And like you said, family doesn't count favors. So anytime you need me, I'm there.
Yes. Me and you, we got an exclusive coming soon. So don't forget, me and you, we're gonna lock.
Can't wait for that.
As soon as I get back home, there's as soon as I get back.
I know there's some things you got to do. I know there's some things you do, but we're gonna make the people cry, Rico. That's what we're gonna do.
man,
We're
sure.
gonna do a heart-to-heart interview with just me and you. We're gonna lock in on some personal stuff, and we're gonna give the people the real and the raw. With Haney said to us when we interviewed him. When Bill Haney said to us when we interviewed him, we're gonna give it to you real, and we're gonna give it to him raw, and that's what we're gonna do. Thank you everybody for tuning in once again to the Commissioner's Recap. I really appreciate you guys from the heart. It means a lot.